Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another session for the 2025 CLIA Global Cruise Line webinar series. We're excited to be joining you today with Windstar Cruises to learn about new additions to the Windstar fleet and to discover their featured destinations. My name is Johanna de Guzman, and I'm the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA. Before we dive into today's presentation, I want to quickly cover a few housekeeping items. We encourage you to engage actively by submitting your questions through the webinar's questions module, and we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation during the live Q&A session. For those of you who might miss today's live session or want to review the content later, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce your speakers for today, Gina McGinnis and William Kammerman. Gina began her cruise industry career with Princess Cruises in 1992 and has since held key roles in product management, contracting, and sales at Princess, Holland America, Seabourn, and Windstar Cruises. Since 2016, she's served as Windstar's Director of Sales, National Accounts. Gina lives in Seattle with her family and enjoys snow and water skiing. William Kammerman joined Windstar Cruises in 2024 as a Strategic Business Development Manager for host agencies. With a career starting in hotels and moving into cruise sales and management roles at Norwegian and MSC Cruises, Cam brings extensive industry expertise. He is passionate about travel, aiming to visit all 7 continents, and is excited to be a part of the Windstar team. And with that, take it away, Cam and Gina.
Thank you so much. Well, welcome everyone. I am so thrilled to be here with Cam today, sharing one of my favorite subjects, Windstar Cruises. It really is such an honor to be able to work for this company and to see it grow. I know I'm sure there are many of you on here who have watched us grow from pre-COVID small ship cruising to from 3 ships to 6 ships, and now 2 new ships coming along, one at the end of this year and one at the end of next year. It's really been fun to watch this company grow and be a part of that growth. And we're excited for what is to come. We have so much to share with you today. So Cam and I will get started here, but gosh, I'm going to show you a quick video here. Bear with me for a second. It's a fun new video, fairly new. That we've got here that kind of gives you a little bit of an overall of Windstar Cruises. And then we'll kind of dig into the fun little pieces about it. It'll be real fun. Hold on one second. Alrighty, so I'm gonna video and are you seeing that?
Yep, we got it.
Alrighty, here we go. Thanks, Cam. All right, here we go. Wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the screen. Oh boy. All right. Camera, we good? All righty. Okay, I did it. All right. Well, welcome. Welcome again. That's just a fun little video. Get you kind of excited for Windstar Cruises and everything that is going on here. Here's a photo of us if you want to see us. Hopefully, we will see you all out and about at some point coming up. Oh, I'm sorry, Cam.
I said, there we are. We're looking good.
Looking good. I know, in our best dressed. And, Cam is on the road a lot, probably a lot more than I am. But, always come up, and if you've seen us on webinars or in other areas in the industry, come up and introduce yourselves. We really do love to meet our advisors that are out there, sharing Windstar with their guests. We are a small but mighty team, and everybody really helps each other out. So if you need something, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. Here we are. But really exciting, as I talked about at the beginning of this call, are the 6 ships that we have with Windstar Cruises. So currently, all right, so we've got these beautiful Star Class ships. Those are the ships without the sails, right? We've got the Star Legend, the Star Breeze, and the Star Pride. 3 of those. They don't have the sails. They are beautiful in their own way. We've got French balconies on there. These were all 3 stretched during COVID. So if anyone on this call was with Windstar or selling Windstar pre-COVID, we did have these ships. They were a little bit smaller. We put in during COVID, we actually cut those down the center. You may have seen videos or photos. It's amazing what they did. Added 25 new suites, added a restaurant, redid the interiors, and then put it in and zipped it up together, if you will. You literally cannot tell where that new added piece is in the middle of those ships. They're stunning and beautiful. They are still small ship cruises. 312 guests is the maximum with a 2-to-1 ratio of our crew to our guests. So we are still very, very much a small ship cruising. So whenever I talk about these ships being stretched, I actually hesitate to use that word because they're small. Cam and I both come from large ship cruise lines, and we know the difference, very much so. And we are definitely still a small ship cruise line. There's absolutely no intention to become a bigger cruise line. So where all those other luxury, high-end cruise lines are actually getting bigger, we're still staying small. So Star Class, we also have the Wind Class. So these are the beautiful, iconic sailing ships. I mean, there's truly nothing better to be on these ships or more romantic when you're on these ships in a beautiful destination, sunny, warm destination, perhaps Tahiti, maybe the Caribbean or the Med. And when those seas are just right, the captain, she or he will turn off the motors, put the sails up with the hit of a button, and just sail on the ocean. And there's nothing more relaxing or more romantic to do than to sail under the wind on these ships. We have 3 of them. The Wind Spirit and the Windstar, those are our baby ships, 148 guests. I mean, my gosh, it doesn't really get much smaller or more intimate than that. And then the Wind Surf, 362 guests. It's been far too long since I've sailed on these, Cam. I don't know if you have recently, but these are really iconic and very, very special ships. Great for your guests who might be former mariners. Maybe you have a yacht club or a sailing club in your area. These are great for those. We have guests who absolutely will only sail on these because they are sailors themselves. And it's truly a special, special way to sail the world, if you will. However, Cam and I are super, super excited to share that we do have these 2 new ships coming out. I hope you've heard about it. My gosh, we've done a ton of marketing on it. However, I know there's a lot out there. If you haven't, here you go. These are absolutely stunning, beautiful new ships. The Star Explorer the Star Seeker coming out this December. Like, it's coming up soon. And the Star Explorer exactly 1 year later in December of 2026. These ships, they're renderings, obviously. The pictures right now, they're not pretty. They are literally under construction in the shipyard in Fincantieri area. So if you can see, they really do look like just a modernized version of those Star Class ships that we have. But still that sort of iconic cruise ship, if you will. So they're just a little bit more of a modern look, but still very small. I've had advisors actually come up to me and say, why are you getting big? What's going on with this situation? Although they look bigger, they're smaller, 212 guests, and that's it, that's all. So they're actually smaller than those Star Class ships. Very similar though, they have that water sports marina in the back. The spa will be beautiful, floor to ceiling windows. They have many more balconies though, and a typical balcony, whereas those others do not. They are more the French balconies, typical balconies and whatnot. We're going to take a peek at these right now. I mean, I don't know about you, Cam. I am so excited to sail on this in December. I can hardly wait.
I cannot wait. I'm ready. I'm ready for all the destinations. I'm very excited for this.
I know, and just speaking of that, I didn't even mention that, Cam. Thank you for saying that. Where we're going on these ships, we are going to my absolute favorite destination in the whole world, Alaska. We're back in Alaska. It's such a special destination for me. That's where I started my career in cruising, was up in Alaska on very, very large ships. These ships will be up, this Star Seeker will be up there next summer. in Alaska, going to beautiful destinations. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I get so excited for that. But here's the renderings of what these ships will look like. Very modern, yet cozy, warm colors. We will still have that famous yacht club that everybody knows and loves about Windstar up there where you can go read, enjoy the views. It's on the bow, the top bow of the ship. The views up there are amazing. It's cozy, it's warm. You could get your coffees, whatever you want with your coffees. And now we've got the bar up there too. So in the afternoon or evening, you can have your drinks. There's snacks up there. It's a great place to be. And for those of you who may have guests who can work remote, we have Starlink on these ships. The yacht club is where they'll want to be. They can be up there working. For what it's worth, Starlink is really good. For the good or bad, Starlink's really darn good. But you can see the colors are warm and inviting, but still everything is very small. And for a restaurant, which we have on our other ships, it's not big. It's still small and cozy and intimate. Here's just another shot of one of our suites, or dare I even say entry level, Cam? I hate to even say that because it's stunning. It's beautiful. And you'll see it's got the floor to ceiling window. And that window is actually, the top part of it does go down. It's what we call our infinity suites. So that window, you can, if you're somewhere warm or hot or cold, you could push that window down with just a push of a button and get that nice fresh air. So it's a stunning way. It's a great way to have a little bit more room in these entry suites without that full balcony, but still get that fresh air and enjoy the outside area. Okay, gosh, no differences between the ships except you've got the sails on one and the no sails on the Star class. But the service, 100% impeccable. Our service with Windstar, it's amazing. I don't know about you, Cam, but every time I go on a ship, I see someone I don't remember, but the crew actually remembers me, and my crazy coffee drinks, and the fact that I like Diet Coke in my room every day. Like they just remember it, and there are no differences on these ships as far as service goes. Just the look. So our main selling points. If you are new to selling Windstar, gosh, this is a great one for you to take a screenshot, to get a picture of it from your RSM, if you will, or ask Camera yacht style experience. It really is like your own yacht. Smaller ports, of course, the size of the ships. You get to these smaller ports, and like I mentioned in Alaska, Alaska's big, right? You've got really, really, really big ships going up there. I live right in the city of Seattle. I see these ships every single day. They're massive. We will be small. We get into these small, tiny ports and destinations around the world that are just, you won't see the big ships because they simply can't get into those ports. Onboard experience, as Cam and I talked about, it's truly is unique. It's like family with this crew on board. They truly are just wonderful, lovely people. They get to know you. You'll get to know them. The cuisine, oh my goodness. I mean, I always have to go on a little bit of a diet before I go on board so I can enjoy the cuisine on board. All made a la minute. Funny story, I was in Iceland 2 summers ago with my family. I sail. I know, Cam, you sail on Windstar as for vacation. So do I. And my husband and I were, I don't even remember the little port we were at, but we were waiting for the tender to take us back. And there were boxes of fish there, and it said for the Star Legend. The fish was fresh, and they were sending it to the ship, tendering it to the ship for dinner that night. I mean, it does not get much more fresh than that one. Personalized service, we talked about that. They'll get to know your drinks, your coffees, your martinis, whatever it is. Destinations around the world, we've got a map. We'll show you that. And the yachts we've talked about. Destinations, I'm going to turn this one over to Cam, and we'll talk about where we're going.
I love it. All right. So if you could hit the next one, Gina, we could see here, perfect. So these are our ports of embarkation. And like Gina was saying, this is kind of like yacht style cruising. It enables you to start in these ports that aren't typical in the industry. And just to point out a few, so you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So let's say, Dublin, or right in the heart of Amsterdam, or Edinburgh. And even in the Caribbean, we start in St. Martin. It's not just a port of call, because these are embarkation ports, but really we're around the world. You could even see in Asia, I mean, embarking in Osaka and Kobe and Tokyo, Phuket and Thailand. So there's so many spots that we go to. And I believe in the next slide here, we have some different kind of images here of the
Yeah.
destinations, I believe. Yep, French Polynesia and the South Pacific. So for Tahiti, we're in Tahiti year round on board Star Breeze. And it is such a fantastic small ship experience because, going to Tahiti and doing it on a small ship, you're able to get to those smaller islands. And you can picture going back to the yacht style experience, just jumping off the marina, off the aft of the ship into the water, and you're in Tahiti. Or you can use a kayak or a paddleboard or some snorkeling gear and just be ready to just jump in and enjoy that water. So Tahiti's a big destination for us, and I believe, Gina, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're celebrating about 40 years in
Yes, we
Tahiti, which
are.
is pretty incredible.
Yeah, yes, we are. And I was just there 3 months ago, and I still dream of it. I would be back in a heartbeat if I could.
Oh, nice, nice. And this here is an example of an itinerary you may be familiar with, which is Dreams of Tahiti. Very popular for us. And a lot of times guests will say, the only issue with Tahiti is getting there. The air might be expensive or it's a long flight. Well, obviously we take your feedback and we have an awesome promo running through August that is free round trip air from Los Angeles. So really on select
That's
sailings on to
cute.
Tahiti. So if you can get your guests to Los Angeles, then they have the airfare from there to Tahiti taken care of. But as you can see, you're island hopping here. You're going to the main stays in Tahiti, and it's kind of a once in a lifetime type of trip for many because of how far it is. So if you think Tahiti, I definitely want you to think Windstar. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
And then next we have Mediterranean and the Greek Isles. And I believe we have an itinerary here on the next slide. That
Yep.
is, we're in the Med year round. So some of the most popular ones, you can see on your screen, Treasures of the Greek Isles. So this is an awesome itinerary. Again, small ship cruising, but you're getting to go to some of the larger ports that people know and love. Like you're embarking in Athens, but then you're going all around Milos. You're going to Santorini and Mykonos, some of the islands that people love to visit, love to go to. We're even getting to go to Patmos and Kusadasi, Turkey. And the most amazing part about Turkey visits with us are our signature events where you dine Ephesus, Turkey, and you're really, you're sitting outside under the stars, and there's white tablecloths, and you're dining with the rest of your guests that are on board with a string quartet. I mean, I can't wait to do it myself, but this is a very popular itinerary that does sail. It's sailing this year still. So if you have someone who comes to you for the Greek Isles, you want to make sure that you at least throw us in the mix because we do it well. And remember, yacht style cruising, jump off the back of your ship into the ocean. You can't do that on big ships.
No, you sure can't.
And then this one is a great itinerary, Southern Spain Winter Escape. So this is Malaga to Barcelona, and this is another winter one. And you might be wondering, why am I going to go to winter, or why am I going to winter? Why am I going to Europe in the winter? Well, you're going to go there because there's no crowds. And while you may think it would be 30 degrees, it's not. It's not. I did this itinerary earlier this year and in March, and it was, I would say the lowest was 50. Now, granted, could you get lower than that? Maybe, but you still have the sun shining on your face. It's not just cloudy and rainy. It's a beautiful time to go. And the other thing I love about this is when you get a minute to look, if you book a guest on this, you should also always think about pairing something like this with a cruise tour, which we have many that we do, which include museums or entry fees or early entries, just different things, which is such a gorgeous way to go on. And then let's see what we got here, the Northern Europe and featuring Iceland, which is absolutely beautiful. And for this, you can see this is Northern Europe, and not many do this itinerary either. And you can see you get to start in Amsterdam or Leith, one or the other, and you're going to go to some of these ports that I've never even heard of, and some of them you have, because that's the beauty of Windstar is you get to go to places that you know and love, the big ships go to, but then you also get to go places that are smaller. So, like for instance, Belfast, right? That's the one that a lot of people love to go to. Amsterdam, Leith. But you also get to go to Oban. You also get to go to Ullapool. You're getting to go to these places where you may not be able to go to otherwise. And this is for someone who is looking for a little bit longer than a week. It's 9 nights. And definitely one you want to check out because these have amazing, amazing competitive pricing on them for what they are and what we offer. And not many do this again. So if you have someone talking about going to these, the Scottish Islands, or the Emerald Isles as they're called, you want to make sure you throw us in that mix.
Absolutely.
And then these are destination discovery events. So I briefly mentioned this in the beginning, but what sets Windstar apart? This is just another thing. So our destination discovery events, in particular itineraries or destinations, only Windstar will do this. So the first one, Bora Bora. So we do this awesome Tahitian kind of fire dancing show where we take you to, this kind of like beach area, and you have this amazing show in Bora Bora. And that's a destination discovery event that we do on Windstar. We have one in Iceland. Ephesus, Turkey is the main one that a lot of people love. You might see it on social media a lot. And look at that picture. That is quite literally what it is. You're sitting down, white tablecloth, you have string quartet, you're eating and drinking literally in history, in these ruins under the stars. So if you've ever had, an inkling to do something like that, you definitely want to check this out. And then these are some of the signatures. So our beach barbecue, this is just continuing on these Windstar signatures. So again, I'm going back to yacht style cruising, a beach barbecue. When you're on Windstar, we only hold anywhere from 148 to 342 guests. So you do these onboard barbecues, beach barbecues that we will literally take you to a beach and have a barbecue set up. It's fun. It feels exclusive. It feels different from what you could normally do, a little off the beaten path. This marina is another signature of ours where your guests can go, jump right into the water. You can see that guy's doing a flip right into the ocean there. Those paddleboards and kayaks are yeah, right. That's me actually.
Right.
The complimentary kayaks and paddle boards, there's snorkeling gear. So I can't wait to do this. I'm going on Star Pride in November to the Southern Caribbean, and I cannot wait because I am 100% jumping into the water just like that man is doing in that picture.
I want to see a picture of it. Then we'll share it on our next
Yes,
webinar.
yes.
Yes.
All right. Oh, and
And
how could I forget? Open Bridge. This is a great one. Have you done this one, Gina? I've only done it once.
I thank you for asking, Cam, because I do this every single sailing, whether I'm working on the ship with
Nice.
advisors, hosting advisors, or I'm on with my family. My favorite part of the evening, and I know we have amazing, singers and fun small shows. We'll talk about that later, but I like to go to the bridge after dinner. And because I just find it so fascinating that you can
Yeah.
go in there, it's dark, and where are we going? How are we getting there? And they will show you the crew the officers up there absolutely love to share this information. And I make my kids go up there because I want them to learn, and I tell them they have to, and I'm going to test them. But it's just really fascinating. They'll show you on their screens where we're going, where we've been. Um, and they're so smart. They are so personable. And Cam, I know we both work for large ship cruise lines.
Hmm.
You work for a different company than me, but at least the ones I worked for, to go up on the bridge, it was an actual tour, and it was a $250
Yeah.
tour. And they would take you up
Hmm.
there, walk you through during the day, and walk you out. There was no talking to the officers. There were no photos. It was limited. This is like, come on. And the best, what I've heard now, I like to sleep in on my sailings, but a great time to go is also in the morning when the sun rises. If you're anywhere in the world, it doesn't even matter. There's actually on the bridge, you can't see it in this picture, but all of our bridges have two chairs, a built-in, nice cozy chairs, and a table and a coffee maker. Coffee makers, of course, for the officers, but bring your coffee from the yacht club, your latte, your mocha, make one up there, and you can sit up there. And I'm telling you, it is the best kept secret that we have because nobody is ever up there. You may even find our owner up there at some point because I've heard he goes up there as well when he sails, which is a little bit under the radar. He'll never tell you he's the owner. But it's a great time to go when the sun comes up, or like I do at night, and see what's going on. We had an SOS call one time at night, and it was just a little boat. We were in the Caribbean. SOS call. The little boat, they were watching him. He had lost his GPS. And so I was like, oh, this is exciting. What are we going to do? So they gave him, their longitude, latitude, and they were talking their, speak, which I knew nothing about, and didn't
Right.
understand, and got him on to where he needed to go. It's things like that that you cannot buy on other cruise ships, and you cannot get, buy or even get on other cruise ships, but you get it on ours. So I love that part. We're so excited about everything we have going on at Windstar Cruises. We have some amazing partnerships, one being the James Beard Foundation. Remember, I do like to eat on board. James Beard Foundation is for foodies, right? These are the James Beard Awards are given out every year to best chefs, best new chefs, best restaurants. Well, Windstar is the only cruise line that has a partnership with the James Beard Foundation, so you can better believe our food's amazing. Every single menu we have has a little notation on James Beard menu from a special chef who's won this award. You can always pick there. I mean, sometimes I'll see some chefs on there from Seattle, James Beard chefs from Seattle, and I'll always pick theirs. But you can better believe our food is really made. It's amazing with that James Beard partnership we've got. We also have a brand new restaurant, and I don't know, Cam, if you've tried this yet. It's called Basil and Bamboo. When I was in
Haven't.
Toledo, you're missing out, and you've got to
No,
do it when you're on that Star Pride.
I
Um,
will.
this could be my potentially favorite new restaurant. It's a Mediterranean kitchen, and it's got amazing seafood and fish. It does have some meats as well for those who don't eat fish. It's got sushi. I mean, oh, it's my dream. I love it. And again, this is included. It is not extra. There are no extra costs. It's small. We do ask for a reservation because we want to keep it small. There is space enough for everyone to eat there during a cruise, once if not twice. Um, but speaking of dining, because I like to eat, we do have other dining restaurants. We've got our, normal restaurant where you can have dinners, lunches, and dinners all included. We have a veranda outside, casual breakfasts, lunches, candles. Is our steakhouse outside under the stars, and really. They're all fabulous. For those who are plant-based, we've got that too. We are actually one of the only partners with the National Health Association who we have plant-based sailings where it's fully plant-based on board, but we do have those options. So don't worry, you don't have to, if you're not plant-based, that's not your only choice. Vegan and vegetarian options as well. And I'm not vegan, vegetarian, or plant-based, but I actually have tried some of these. They're unbelievably good. It's shockingly good. So, tell your guests who may need that in their diet. We have done an amazing job. Room service, probably my favorite. Available 24/7, no extra cost. You can get the full service from our Amphora dining room. If you just want to sit in your cozy robe, put your feet up, put your slippers on, watch a movie, and movies are all included as well. There's no extra cost for movies in our rooms. On your flat screen TV and order room service from the dining room, you can do it. And here's a little secret. We're not going to put it in writing. I've often been known to get I have a little favorite chocolate. It's like a chocolate cream something or another amazing thing that they have in our yacht club during the day. I'll call room service at, I don't know, 11, 12, watching my movie. Is there any way you could dig and find one? And they always find a few for me. So it's great. It's really our team is amazing, like we've said on board. Um, you know, last minute travelers, we have some fabulous rates right now for 2025. If you've got in your book of business empty nesters, gosh, I dare I say this? I'm going to be an empty nester here in about 4 years, and I'm like, holy moly, I'm going to jump on these rates when I can. I've got one down and one to go. But gosh, if you've got some empty nesters and they've got the time and the money, right? They're at that stage of their life. Holy moly, we've got some great rates. and great destinations around the world. Check it out online. Reach out to one of us. We'll help you with that. Sorry, I pushed it a little too quick. But booking options. Oh my goodness, we have got that. This is such a great option, and we've had this for several years. And every time I bring it up, I don't know about you, Cam, but when I bring it up at trade shows, my advisors are like, "Holy moly, that's great!" So I wanted to bring it up here. Let's say you've got a couple. They're traveling together, and one doesn't drink alcohol and one does. Well, guess what? The one who does drink alcohol can pay for the all-inclusive, which includes select wines, beers, cocktails, gratuities, and Wi-Fi. They can have that all-inclusive rate. And I'm telling you right now, I like Bubbles. We have a really good selection. And also, if your spouse, your partner, whomever's traveling with you, doesn't want to pay for alcoholic beverages, doesn't drink, no problem. You can do the cruise only option. You can be in the same room and have that different rate. The all-inclusive rate is a phenomenal deal if you're going to drink at least 2.5 alcoholic drinks a day. It's a phenomenal deal, and I highly recommend doing it. And advisors, pre-booking that with your guests, because you get one, you get that extra commission, and two, it's a little bit cheaper. Your guests can purchase it on board, but it's a little bit more money. And there's this VAT tax in Europe. Oh my goodness. It's expensive, right? It's like a tax on a tax when you pay for alcoholic drinks in certain parts of Europe when you're on the ship. It's a government tax, not Windstar tax. If you pre-purchase this all-inclusive package that includes your alcohol, that VAT tax is wiped out. If you buy it on board, darn it, you have to pay the VAT tax on it. So anyways, but really quick, because Cam, I don't think we even mentioned this. We get so excited about our destinations and our food. I didn't mention even what is included. So of course, sodas. I love my Diet Cokes every day. It's all included. I've been on those big ships where you see, I'm sure you have cans too, you see people bringing half racks of Cokes and Sprites and things on board because it's so expensive on board. Don't do that with us. It's included, and it's by the can. It's not the my mind's going blank. It's canned sodas. So bottled waters, filtered waters are included. I shouldn't say bottled waters. That's not environmentally friendly. We have filtered water that are your stateroom stewards refill in your room, and large plastic, and they're environmentally friendly plastic reusable containers that you can bring when you leave the ship. I bring them when I go to the gym. The gym's included too. Your yoga classes. Best kept secret, other than the bridge, is our sauna and steam room. It's included. It's kind of hidden too. That's where I go every afternoon, and oh my gosh, it's dreamy. All of our movies, as I mentioned, on demand included. Digital newsstand. I mean, sometimes it's not fun to read the news, so I kind of pass up on that one. Anyways, it is a very inclusive, if you will, cruise. Cam, I'm going to turn this over to you because you are an amazing groups seller with your advisors. So I'm going to turn the group's benefits over to Cam.
Yeah, so our group's benefits are really great. And like Gina said in the beginning, we came from larger cruise lines. So, the group's promotions are sometimes good, sometimes lacking. But when you come to something like Windstar, these are really great. And you have these two benefits here, Star Advantage and Star Group. So these are two different types of groups. Now, Star Advantage groups, they are the best option you can make because you get 10% savings off the fare. But the best part is for every 7 guests, yes, that is correct, 7 guests, not 7 cabins, every 7 guests, you get 1 tour conductor for every 7. So that is very competitive in the industry, very. You also get an advisor amenity of $100 per person bonus commission, but you also get a guest amenity of $100 shipboard credit per person. There's not often many times where you get both an advisor and a client-facing amenity. So definitely something to know. And of course, a cocktail party as well. And then if you happen to get a Star Group, that is about 5% off the fare. You get the 1 for 9 TC. So still a good TC policy, very competitive even still in the industry. And then you have a guest amenity of $100 shipboard credit per person, and then a complimentary cocktail party with hors d'oeuvres. And the best part about groups, even if you don't think that you can get 7 guests, trust me when I say it's worth taking out the space and starting to fill it, because groups snowball. And even if you get over the 7 guests, but then some people drop off, we will protect their amenities down to 1. So it's always worth setting up a group, trying to fill it. If you can't fill it or having trouble with it, it's okay. It's no skin off your back. We'll help you. Your regional sales manager can help you with different ways to try and fill that group. And listen, worst case scenario, if you can't, you don't have to worry, because as long as you're before final payment, there's not going to be anything due unless a name is on that booking. And if it's before final payment, then you would get that deposit back anyways. So, really when it comes to groups, you always want to try, because you're going to be offering your clients the best possible, rate, the best possible amenities to get on board a sailing like Windstar. And it just benefits you and your client. And it's a great way to build your business, referrals, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and then we've got this one, the Solo Traveler Program.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm sorry. I moved it too
Oh,
quick.
that's okay. Yeah, the Solo Traveler Program, it's great. If you're not registered in our Advisor Hub, I'd strongly suggest that you do that. It's very easy. If you don't know how to get to it, the simplest way to tell you is you can go to Windstar's website, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see a link. If you're not registered, register, because on there you will find the Solo Traveler, like a list of sailings. And we have some very competitive Solo Traveler rates, and they're not just for the sailings that don't fill. There are sailings that are very popular too. So it just depends. You want to make sure you're looking at that, because if you can get a Solo Traveler to not pay 200%, right, the full double occupancy, why not? And we do have a good amount of sailings that you can offer, anywhere from 125% to 200%.
Absolutely.
And then our Star Specialist program. This, again, the Advisor Hub, you want to make sure you register, because once you complete this, it does not take long, probably under 2 hours collectively, or you can do it in the span of days or weeks. But once you finish it, you become a Star Specialist. And what does that mean for you? Well, that means that you can get access to TA rates. That means you're going to be able to easily get to the groups program that's within the Advisor Hub, request groups. Same for solo rates. If you're ever asked to go on a fam trip with us, guess what? One of the only requirements, you have to complete the Star Specialist program. And not to mention, it's just good for your business overall, because when you're talking to your clients, you're going to be the expert on Windstar. They're going to trust you. They're going to say, well, why should I book with you? And not directly, right? They all say that. They say something to that effect. Your knowledge is really what's going to push them over the edge, when you can give them the inside scoop that they wouldn't get by just going to a website and clicking book. So I'd strongly suggest you check it out. Oh, and here it is. Just gives you an idea. Your 3 badges in yachts, destinations, and itineraries to really just be an expert. And once you finish, on your first booking, you get a $150 bonus commission for that booking. So why not make $150, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, yeah, right?
Yes, yes. Our sales and commissions, we really, depending on where you're at, we do have a great commission structure for you. We value travel advisors so much. We know they're the backbone of the business, and our commission structures are good. And we also have bonus offers and exclusive promotions based on the consortia that you're a part of. Check it out with your consortia. Reach out to your RSM if you have any questions about specifics on that. But we do take such good care of you in that realm of payments. Groups and charters. If you've got a group or a charter, reach out. Sadly, Cam and I are not selling those personally, but we do have a great charter team, and they would love to help you with that. So don't let it deter you. Even if you've never done one or you've got a lead, bring it on. We will take it and we will help you with that. Our repeat clients, we have a large repeat rate, and the percentage is quite high compared to our competitive cruise lines. And I say this because a lot of our team has been at other cruise lines and other small ship cruise lines over the years. So we do have a great repeat rate with our client and referral opportunity with your guests, clients. And while on board, it is so easy for your clients to book with our onboard cruise consultant. And it happens often. And once your client books with that onboard cruise consultant, guess what? That onboard cruise consultant does all the work, but you, as their advisor of record, get the commission. And I've heard this over and over again from advisors. They email me, they're like, oh my gosh, I just got the best email. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they're on the Windstar Pride and they just booked. I did nothing. And now I'm getting a commission check of, X amount of dollars. Our onboard cruise consultant, we have one on each ship. They are not pushy. They are not salesy. They're going to join your guests at cocktail parties on the deck. They're up in the yacht club, and they really let your guests come to them. They are not out pushing it. So please don't think it's anything pushy in any way, shape, or form. And I think that's really what works. So when your guests do sail, just say, listen, if you are loving it that much, book while you're on board. You get a better rate. They get a bit of a discount. All the promos are included, and you, as the advisor, get that amazing email, if you will. I think at the beginning of the sailing, oh my goodness. At the beginning of the call, Cam did speak about our Fly Free to Tahiti, so I'll keep moving on
Yeah,
along
I
with our
jumped into
webinar.
it too soon.
I know, we get so excited. Hey, on board, there I go again. On the call, if you've got any Canadian residents in your book of business, if you're Canadian as well, we have an amazing resident offer. We have one regional sales manager, Andrea Mendelson, who oversees all of Canada. She is amazing. She is literally like doing flips. She's so excited for this. There are so many sailings that have a 35% discount, and it's in Canadian currency, so you're not needing to do the US to Canadian. It's a great deal. Check it out. It really is. And I'm going to kind of go a little bit faster, Cam. We're running short, and I want to answer some of these questions too. We have an amazing resource for our travel advisors. We have an actual team of sales support, but we also have online because, if you're like me and you're working at midnight, no one's going to answer at midnight. So, we have an online support as well. We've got brochures, we've got virtual tours, online training, and they continually update those trainings as well. Marketing materials. I'm just going to tell you, our marketing team has grown from 2. About 2 years ago, we had about 2 in our trade marketing team. We now we're like 25, 26 in our marketing team. We have content creators, social media managers, you name it. I think they probably have the best job ever. I think social media manager probably has the best job, and we have 2. They go travel around on our ships and they take content, social media content. I mean, what a great job, right? If you know social media. Take what they've done. These materials are listed in our advisor hub. Don't reinvent the wheel yourself. Don't spend the time or the money doing it. Take what these amazingly knowledgeable and really incredible people have done on our team and use it for yourself. Repost it. Take the assets. Send it to your clients. Put it on your social media. Go to our social media and repost, share, you name it. We want you to. Don't reinvent the wheel. Go out and find new business, and then use your time with that, and then let us do the rest. Let us do that legwork. And then of course we have this amazing sales team assistants. However, reach out to anybody. Reach out to your RSM. Reach out to Cam. Reach out to me. We're here to help you.
Yep.
What's really exciting is this podcast that we have. It's called Winds of Change. And it was actually, gosh, I'm going to say it was started in September, but I could be wrong. It hasn't been around that long. Holy moly, this has gone like viral. So it's a great way. Our Chief Commercial Officer, Janet Bava, she is the hostess with the mostest of this one. I mean, you would think that she used to be a broadcaster like on the Today Show or something. She's so talented in her broadcasting, interviewing skills. I mean, maybe she did that. I've got to ask her this because it's really amazing. It is really, really well done. And she has brought on this podcast, gosh, she has talked to anyone from Chris Prelog, our president, who talks about how he started in the industry as a server on board one of our ships and then was demoted to a dishwasher. This is on there, and then worked his way up. She has talked to our itinerary planning. She talks to everybody. So many really very interesting people in our company and talks about their jobs and what they do and how it's incredible how much they love their jobs. Their food and beverage director talking about the food, like uh, use it, check it out, share it with your guests. It'll sell itself. The cruise will sell itself. It's on YouTube and Spotify. Scan this here, and yeah, have at it. It's cool. It's a cool one. I use it. I listen to it when I go on my walks. But anyway, we are so thrilled to have you on this webinar. We're thrilled to help you with your business, with your Windstar business, your small ship cruising, and we're so excited for what is to come, what has become of Windstar, and really what is to become of Windstar with these 2 new ships coming out, and who knows what else. Join us on a FAM, join us on another webinar, reach out to us, email us. We're here for you. Call us. You pick up the phone, old school, call us. We actually do answer our phones. On that note, gosh, let's open it up for some Q&A, Cam. Let's see if they can sell us. Okay, so.
And Gina,
Oh my gosh, I did not mean to turn this. I apologize. There we
no
go. Okay.
worries. So just to kick off our Q&A, it seems like some of our advisors may be new to the Windstar brand, or maybe, trying to qualify their clients and get them to go maybe from mainstream to the yacht style cruising. Could you give us some pointers or some tips on how our advisors could get their clients to make that switch?
Sure. Cam, do you want to take this one, or do you want me
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first thing I think you would have to do is look at your book of business and see what you're selling right now and what is closest. Now, my personal opinion after sailing on Windstar and bringing advisors on Windstar is that if you have guests who are sailing on river cruises, if you have guests who are sailing on NCL Haven, MSC Yacht Club, Celebrity Retreat, any of those ship within a ship concept guests, that's where you want to start. You want to start with those guests because Windstar is just like the river, just like the ship within a ship, but just a little bit bigger and yacht style cruising. The entertainment's very similar. The food venues are pretty similar. The destinations are very port intensive, like river small ships. So you want to start there. And if you don't have a book of business that involves those things, my next piece of advice for you, if you want to get someone on Windstar, is really try and move into our demographics. The more active adults, the people who maybe are recent empty nesters, or maybe they recently retired. You want to jump into that crowd because when they're on board, they're going to meet like-minded people. Remember, it's port intensive, so they're gonna be doing things. They're not just gonna be sitting on the ship the whole time. So that's that. And lastly, it's a long answer, but why not? If you only are selling in the contemporary space, the big ships, the 6,000 passenger ships, and you want to move your guests over, the main way you're going to probably do it is destination focused. You can only go so many spots on big ships. If they want to see something new, if they don't want to go to the same spots in Europe, the same spots in the Caribbean, the same spots in Alaska, that's how you're going to move them over here if you know our destinations well.
Super, super helpful. I hope all the advisors took notes, and that they can get their clients on Windstar here very shortly. So just to move on, I know that we talked a lot about the cultural immersion, the different excursions that you guys have. Could you just speak about accessibility for clients who may have a wheelchair or a walker, or who may just need a little extra assistance on board, and then how accessibility kind of plays into planning out their excursions for their clients?
Sure, I can take this one, Cam, if you want me to. I actually was working with some clients, gosh, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. We had a large group on board, a fam, and we did have someone with wheelchair and some limitations, and we actually have a team now. We did then. So we have a team who can work with your guests to say, okay, here are the limitations this my guest has. They can get up and down stairs, but slowly, or can't get up and down stairs. What can be done? We have an ADA accessible room on the Star Class ships, However, all 6 of our ships, and I learned this a lot. I really learned a lot when I worked with this one particular client. Our 6 ships were built before the ADA laws. So our new ships, I don't know as much about. We're going to learn. That's going to add this on my list of learning. Being that they're new builds, I'm guessing they'll have better accessibility. Our 6 ships are limited, right? But they're not fully excluding someone. We do have elevators on our Star class ships and our windsurf, not the small baby ones though, right? So there are elevators. The elevators are a little small. So my particular guest, she had instead of the wheelchair brought a scooter, and it was a smaller size scooter that actually was able to fit into the elevators, but it was a smaller one, right? So she could do that. So that was, we made it work for her. And if it's a bigger wheelchair, then we've got the issues with those smaller ships. And that's where we can bring on our team to say, okay, here's what we've got, here's what we can offer. So it's not really an answer that is gosh, this is exactly what we can do, because we have some different ships now, right? And some different advantages of each one to be able to accommodate just as many people as possible. So I say, let's start the conversation of what needs to happen so that this guest can enjoy their cruise. And then we work with our team. Here's what we've got. Let's make it work if we can. So I don't want to give an absolute definite. I hope that helps. And I don't want to not answer that, but I also don't want to make promises that we can't keep. So yeah, so there you go. Let's start the conversation about
Yeah,
it.
I think that's great. I think that's a great starting point, Gina. And did you have anything else to add, Cam?
No, honestly, that you couldn't have summed it up better. It's like Gina said, some of our ships are so different that it really is. It just depends. It's so on a ship by ship basis, essentially.
So
Yeah.
earlier planning is better when it comes to
Oh yeah.
accessibility on Windstar. That's good to know. And
Yes.
so just staying, you kind of mentioned it, Cam, when you said every ship is different, right? And so could you give recommendations for the different ships about on, which ship would be better for a multi-gen, which ship would be better for a solo traveler, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think, it depends. I would say, I think for those who are trying us for the first time and, they want more of they just want more of an experience of feeling that yacht-like style. Maybe they are not as adventurous and don't want sails yet. Then maybe go for the all suite. Those power yachts. I've heard, I haven't been on a sailing yacht yet, but I've heard they're very romantic. They can feel adventurous. So honeymooners maybe in the Greek Isles on our sailing yachts. If you have guests in Tahiti, they're only going on Star Breeze, which is our all suite yacht. Multi-generational families I've seen on Star Legend before and absolutely love it. Solo travelers, on those smaller sailing yachts to really meet people and feel up close and personal, because remember, only 148 guests. So that's fantastic for a solo traveler because you're seeing the same people over and over again. So very casual setting. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Gina, but that's kind of my initial take on it.
No, I think that's a perfect answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's something for everyone, but just
Yes.
contact PM to figure out which
Absolutely.
is the best.
Honestly, there's so much for everyone. You're like, how do I decide?
Right.
Too many choices is always a good thing, right?
It is. Yes, it is.
And we do have a couple more minutes here if any of our advisors want to put some last minute questions into the questions module. But Cam and Gina, if you want to take a few moments here to just leave with some lasting tips or advice for our advisors, just on a broad level or specific to Windstar, the floor is yours.
Oh, awesome. Amazing. Thank you. I just want to thank you all so much for joining us today. It really is a pleasure, and I hope you can hear it in our voice, at least mine. And I won't speak for you, Cam, but I absolutely just love Windstar, and I'm
Yeah.
truly saying that. I sail on that in it with my family. We haven't gone with my family now in a while, and they're bugging me like, Mom, when are we going to go again? And it's just one of those things that, if you can work for a company that you like it, and you trust it, you can sell it, and it's just an easy sell. I mean, where else can we work that we can, travel like this for work and for play? So thank you for joining us.
Right.
As always, reach out. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Awesome. And Gina and Cam, if you guys just want to give an email or the phone number or even the website link for any of our advisors who don't know who their specific BDM is, or to get in contact with either of you or your teams, that would be super helpful.
You got it. I'll do that right now. Okay, I'm going to add our emails. Yes, we would be happy to introduce you to whomever to call. And then, I'm doing yours next, Cam. And Cam is William.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm also going to put that in the chat for everybody here. So if everyone wants to just go over there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I put it in the questions, not the chat.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Teamwork is working, so we are okay. All righty. And William and Gina, thank you again on behalf of CLIA and all of our advisors for taking the time out this afternoon to share everything that Windstar has to offer to the advisors in terms of fam trips and the training program that you offer them so that they can become experts. And then also just special thank you for participating in the CLIA bonus commissions program. I know that that's something that is special to our advisors. So thank you again, and we hope to see everyone on the next webinar.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.